I want to do a quick demonstration of Arthur, and I'm going to go through the walkthrough using StormCTF. We log into our Kali box. This is the ECPI page from StormCTF. There is a link here to the learner section. You'll click here, and then Arthur is one of the first boxes here. So we can click View Walkthrough. So now we're logged in. We go to Challenges, Arthur. Here's flag 1. There's only one flag for Arthur. And we can see that Arthur's IP is 10.10.20.50. There's also a clone IP for Arthur. There's the same device on 10.10.20.55. So the walkthrough link is here, but I've also got it up over here already. Let's get started with that. I'll minimize this. I know what my target is. I'm going to open a terminal, and I'm going to follow this walkthrough. It says the recommended tools are Nmap, enum for Linux, and Metasploit. That shouldn't be too difficult. The target IP is 10.10.20.50, and attacker IP in the walkthrough only is 10.10.0.20. That is just for the walkthrough. So anywhere you see 10.10.0.20, it will be different. Now, ifconfig, WLAN 0, and etho will not be what you're using today. You will use ifconfig tap 0. That should be your VPN connection. That's going to be a little bit different from my walkthrough here because I'm not connected to the VPN. I am the VPN. So when I type ifconfig, all I'm going to have is etho and loopback. So my etho connection says I'm 10.10.0.19. That's what I'm going to use for the demonstration here, 10.10.0.19. We'll start with Nmap as part of our enumeration, and you can copy and paste this part. Here, paste. Takes a few minutes. If at any time you're not sure if Nmap is still working or not, you can always press the spacebar in the middle, and it should give you a time remaining. It says about 27 seconds. Now it says a minute 13. So it's taking this long because I'm doing the -A flag, which is an aggressive scan that does a couple other things. So I'm going to ignore that for now because we actually have our results here. If we really just wanted to go into that, we could actually see what's going on. So I get the same results here, and everything's about the same. All the ports are the same. I can see what my service is. If I wanted to scan each one, I could. I could go in and say, you know, I want to do -P 135 139 445, and those are the only actual ports. The rest of those are TCP wrappers, which don't necessarily have vulnerabilities. They could, but most of those are just going to be ephemeral ports. We don't have to worry about those too much. Not saying you ignore them, just saying that shouldn't be something that you dig into the first time if you see something else open. Arthur here. As before, we were saying our target IP is going to be 10.10.20.50 or clone of 10.10.20.55. Our attacker IP for the walkthrough only will be 10.10.0.20. So anywhere that we see 10.10.0.20, we will have to replace it with our actual IP. And we can find that with ifconfig tap 0 because we're over a VPN connection. Now, mine will be a little bit different because I am not connected to the VPN. I'm actually a part of the VPN, so I'm on the same LAN. I will just have an etho address that's the same. So 10.10.0.19 is what I will replace 10.10.0.20 with in the walkthrough. So it says our recommended tools are Nmap, enum for Linux, and Metasploit. That's fine. We'll start with our scan here. Nmap -S capital T 10.10.20.50 capital A. The walkthrough will tell you what everything does, and I can show you the results instead of this little screen here. We have 135, 139, and 445 open, telling us that that's probably a SMB server, and it is more than likely Windows 7 Enterprise Service Pack 1. We can see that the Nmap scan also did a couple SMB scripts. Nmap has an NSE scripting language that allows you to write custom scripts in Nmap. For this one, it ran the SMB OS Discovery, SMB Security Mode, SMB 2 Security Mode, and SMB Time. We can see that the work group is called Eternal Blue Arthur. That seems a little interesting. Kind of maybe gives us a little bit of a hint of what we're supposed to target. We'll double check. So let's test this service a little bit more on 445 using a tool called enum for Linux. And you can see that that's what we did exactly right here. Enum for Linux 10.10.2050. So if we scroll back up to the top, we can see that we can see our workstations, the workstation service. We can see the domain or workgroup name. We can see all sorts of different information about this device. There's not a ton of information because it doesn't allow us to do everything as a guest user, but we were able to enumerate enough. We could see that Eternal Blue is the workgroup, and we can see that Arthur is the name of the user. That's helpful as well. There's nothing much else that we can see here. Based off of deductive reasoning, let's try to see about Eternal Blue's vulnerability. If anyone's not familiar with Eternal Blue, it was one of the vulnerabilities used by the NSA, and it was leaked by the Shadow Brokers group last year. It's now a Metasploit module. Let's use this Metasploit one-liner. You can do this manually, or you can just type this in right here, and it will do everything. Basically what this does is it runs Metasploit without a banner, so you don't see the nice banner that it gives you. -X tells it to run in scripted mode. -X runs in scripted mode, and then after that, in quotes, we're going to put all of the commands that we want to run. So we're going to use the auxiliary scanner SMB for MS17010, which is the Eternal Blue exploit Microsoft vulnerability number. And we're going to set the rhost to 10.10.2050, run it, and then exit Metasploit. So sometimes it takes a moment for Metasploit to start up. No big deal. Obviously, I didn't start the Postgres server. That's okay. So it ran that Metasploit module. We can see that here. And it says, host is likely vulnerable to MS17010, which means it's not terribly hard to find that. If there are any questions, obviously, they can be answered. The Metasploit module ran, and it set the rhost to 10.10.2050, and then said the host is likely vulnerable to MS17010. That means there's a good chance if we run this exploit, then it will actually work, and we will get a shell. So if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see that we're going to use Metasploit again. We have a one-liner to set everything that we want to set. We can use this Metasploit one-liner again, and this will hopefully give us a shell. We need to change our lhost here, listener host, because it says 10.10.0.20. We need to change it to 10.10.0.19. Well, I do for mine, so that I can get my shell instead of giving it to someone else. So I'm going to go here. And I just changed that right there to my IP. and pressing enter should run this, allowing us to get a shell on the device. If not, we can always change our payload. Sometimes Eternal Blue doesn't react properly with a Meterpreter payload. Sometimes it does. It all depends on the device. Apparently this time it worked fine. So you can see here, Meterpreter session 1 opened, and we have a Meterpreter shell here, telling us that we've fully got this device. We have a shell on this device. If we do get UID, it will tell us that we are NT Authority system. We completely own this device. So the only thing left to do is to CD to C users Arthur desktop. And the reason why we use double slashes is because Meterpreter interprets one slash as an escape character, and it would just come out all wrong, so we need to do at least 2 slash characters to avoid that escape. So we've CD'd there. If we do an ls, we can see everything that's there, and we can do cat flag.txt to retrieve our flag. Now we've captured our flag. We can right-click, copy, minimize this screen, open up our flag here, submit our flag, and congratulations. We've submitted this flag, and we are the first to get that. Sure. So now if we go to scores, oh, we weren't the first, we were the second. That's fine. Looks like Storm CTF. Looks like Curtis or Paul are already in here somewhere. Okay. Anyway, we've solved Arthur. We've gotten a shell on it, and we can move on to the next device. We see Arthur is completely done by us, and we can move on to something like VeloBox, Kevger, Mr. Robot, QR, or we could even try some of these crypto, or in our case, really, they're just decoding challenges. You can see there's nothing more left in the walkthrough, and we're done here. With all that being said, then I guess we can continue with the actual CTF part of this.